Now, there's been an outcry over RyanAir's quiz to check if you are a legitimate South African. It presented an Afrikaans questionnaire to passengers before boarding flights to and from the UK. The airline says this is to tackle a high number of fraudulent SA passports. It says those who fail will not be allowed to board and will be then refunded. So let's get some reaction from the Pan-South African language board's Lance Schultz, who joins us on the line. Lance, good morning to you and thank you so much for your time. I mean, is this normal procedure at all in checking whether one is a legitimate South African and when it comes to boarding flights? What are the merits of this decision?
Firstly, a very good morning to you and your viewers, and thank you for having me. Just when we thought things couldn't be more bizarre in our international community, along comes RyanAir with a policy which clearly smacks of discrimination. Because in effect, what it's doing is it's not only trampling on our South African constitutional democracy, but also it's adverse and not congruent with our linguistic diversity, but more so in ignorance of the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. What it has done is it has excluded mother tongue languages, where a vast majority of South Africans would not be able to respond to a questionnaire which has been structured in Afrikaans. So we believe it is bizarre, and we've gone on public record also to state that we are not happy with it, and we will be supporting the Department of International Relations to seek recourse and make sure that there is remedy put in place fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think what's also equally disturbing, Lance, is the fact that from most of those individuals who express their complaints on social media, narrating exactly what happened, what they saw, took pictures of the actual questionnaire, there isn't also any official stamp or, a declaration as to where this comes from. It looks very random to me, just from the pictures that I've seen. So I'm not quite sure if this is from the UK government side, the airport side, if DIRCO is able to perhaps even confirm this for us, just trying to understand where this random questionnaire could have come from.
We understand that DIRCO has been advised and they are conducting a formal investigation into this. The information that we have is what has been put into the public purview as well, that this is an Irish low-cost airline, RyanAir, who have on their own accord and in their own merits decided to test the authenticity of our South African passports through this questionnaire in Afrikaans. It is bizarre, and it would seem as if they had not consulted widely. They've certainly not looked at the multilinguistic diversity within our country. And in fact, what they could have also done is engage with PanSouth in terms of structuring a form of questionnaire that would be acceptable to all of our communities in South Africa, given that we have got 11 languages and sign language, currently a bill undergoing review in terms of amending our constitution for inclusion. So we will be engaging with DIRCO, and we will try and assist to ensure that we seek urgent remedy in a situation that seems very similar to what the apartheid government did previously with the pencil hair test, as a lot of us would recall. And something like this in our modern constitutional democracy is not acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, while, of course, that engagement with DIRCO takes place and obviously trying to assist South Africans in this regard is urgently given the attention it needs, let's try to understand what South Africans who are going through this right now are actually going through. Because I'm reading here testimony about one particular individual who says that she then contacted her immigration consultant, who confirmed that she had wrongly been refused the right to board, as their visa and passports were actually valid, but because they didn't seem to pass this Afrikaans quiz, that they weren't allowed to board. Does this mean that right now, as we're speaking, while this situation is being resolved by DIRCO, South Africans could potentially be stranded? They will be refused to board on a flight when they fail this quiz.
I would not want to venture into that debate. That's something that DIRCO needs to assist in terms of whether any passengers or citizens are adversely affected through this. Where we will be assisting is in terms of the infringement of the language element, given that what we want to ensure is that there's multilingualism, but there's respect for mother tongue across the length and breadth of our populace. So it is something I believe that DIRCO needs to get more actively involved in, And our understanding is there have been a series of complaints leveled against this airline, and that DIRCO is busy with the investigation.
All right, we'll leave it there. I appreciate you speaking to us this morning. Pan South African Language Board Chief Executive Officer Lance Craig Schultz, thank you so much for your time this morning.